beautiful people. I am Shemeka Wright, and this is Balanced Life. As we go through this journey, we have a version of ourselves that shows up that helps us deal with anything from the good to the worse. But as we're going through those things, that version of ourselves is only meant for the moment to accomplish that thing, whether it is to help us grieve, to help us love, to help us evolve, to help us change. The problem is that sometimes we want to hold on to a version of ourselves that gave us comfort. And that is not a good thing in a human perspective, because we are meant to evolve and change and grow and experience this life spiritually. So let's talk about when it's time to let that version of you go that brought you some comfort, and how we can start transitioning into the newer version that wants to enter the group chat and show you how good it can get. You ever met a person who they're always referring to some good old days, whatever those good old days looked like for them, and they constantly talk about that as if that time is now, because it's a very thin line between that, right? So when you hear the person speaking and they're always talking about the way that things used to be, that is them being very comfortable with that version of them in that time, in that space. And in the present day, they're trying to find some relevance, some familiarity to kind of just hold on to that. But have you noticed that in that same person, there are so many things that in their growth has been stagnant? That is the reason. When a person is trying to hold on to a time, to a way that when they thought was the best time in their life, they end up blocking their growth and their progression. Now, when you decide that you want to do things with your life, right? And depending on what it is that looks like, it's going to put you in a different environment. When you're in those different environments, you're going to start to feel some type of way when things just aren't sitting right with you, because you are still talking like yesteryears when folks are trying to talk about the future. That is a sign for you that you are still trying to hold on to a version of you that served its time. Now, let's take a minute and say thank you. Thank you to the version of ourselves that got us to where it is that we are. We needed that. No, you can't completely erase everything about you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you acknowledge it, you thank it for its service, and say, okay, now it's time for me to go to my next level. I can think about different points in my life that I have changed. And the problem is that there tends to be people that don't want to see you change. Like your change directly impacts the version of you that they have in their mind. See, for them, you never left point A. Meanwhile, you're trying to get to B, C, D, and you're making it all the way to Z because you got things going on. But when you're in environments of people who are trying to keep you at A, and you know you are no longer at A, you already are at G, that's when you have to really evaluate, what is it that I am allowing in the spaces that I am in to make people feel like it's okay to still treat me as if I am still in place A. That's when we do some self-reflection. That's when we start looking at ourselves and saying, am I allowing myself to grow, to evolve? Am I making my message clear that I am no longer that version and now I am in this version? Yes, there are some similarities. We don't completely remove our personality, become a whole nother different person. The versions of us still exist inside. However, how we move, how we shake is different. And when it's different, you have to be the example so that people start to receive and accept you as that. Now, what about when you are the one who are like, I was good with this time, so I'm just going to stay in this time. I'm good with it. But then you are the one who is seeing everyone around you doing and becoming some of the things that were part of your wildest imagination, all because you're trying to hold on to that time. I have come across many a people who stay in yesteryear. And in that time, You can definitely tell how what they're talking about now doesn't even match with where the world is today. And you sit there and you think, wow, you are really stuck. But you have to want to be unstuck. And the problem is a lot of people don't want to be unstuck because being unstuck means that you're uncomfortable. And to be uncomfortable means that you have to go through fear. And fear of change affects everybody. Sometimes the fear is crippling to the point where you don't even make the decision. But let's just think about this. Like I said, we are humans and we have a spirit that we are here for a spiritual journey, right? We are to experience this life to its fullest capacity. We hear those whispers in our ear. We know what that undertone that happens with us because we are the only ones it's meant for us. And some of us choose to step into that voice boldly, loudly, strongly. But then there's others who quiver and they pull back and they're like, no, that's not for me, even though you know you hear those voices. If you hear that voice that is speaking to you, telling you to take that leap, to take that jump, to do that change, that is your subconscious trying to tell you that they want you to come into the newest version of yourself. Mind you, as long as you wake up every single day, you have the opportunity to become another version of yourself. So it's not just a one and done. Every day you can take a step moving forward, but you have to want it. And the problem is that you have to want that more than the fear that cripples you. In order for you to say, okay, thank you. Thank you, self, for getting me this far. I understand, I went through that relationship. I understand I had these family traumas. I understand how that friendship didn't help me. I understand that business deal didn't work out. I understand. Thank you for those versions of me that got me through those things. The lesson has been learned. I am a better person because of it. And now it is time for me to move forward. Take what I learned and apply it forward. That begets a new version of you. But you have to learn that lesson, take it on the chin, and then say, I'm going to step into it. And yes, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to allow myself to not just stay that version of me. Now, the biggest problem is when that version of you felt was like the best time of your life, super comfortable. And comfort kills everything. Now, we can have comfort in habits like, you make sure you go to the gym, you're eating healthy. Those are different comforts. But we are talking about the comforts that completely impacts who you are as an individual, what it is that you can do with this life, and how it is that you can experience it in the best way, in the highest way possible. When you're letting that stop you, the fear stop you from becoming that next version, you are totally doing a disservice to you in your spirit of being in this world. You have been granted the opportunity to wake up every day with those eyes open to see the world differently than what it was before. You have the opportunity to go after the things that you didn't think that you could, but now that you are in it, you say, okay, yes, I'm good. I'm going to go harder. I'm going to take that next step. But you have to want it. And usually that's the biggest problem. It's not a want to the point where it changes the mental. It's a mental thing. You have to say, okay, yes, that time was great. It was wonderful. It was comfortable. I loved that. But I know that it can get better. See, there is so much power in the tongue. If you can do it once, you can do it twice. If you can do it twice, you can do it 3 times. There is nothing stopping you from evolving to the next level of your joy, of your happiness, of your awakening, but yourself. You have the opportunity every day that you open your eyes to say, okay, today I'm going to do. And I think too, what really stops a lot of people is that they're trying to take the jump too big. It starts with one foot in front of the other. What is one thing that you can do today that is different than what you did yesterday that gets you one step closer? All it is just one step in front of the other. That's all it is. That's what this life is. One step in front of the other. But far too often, we hit one step. We say, okay, it's safe here. I'm comfortable here. I'm going to stay here. And then you see everyone else coming around you, and they're continuing to go right on up the stairs. Meanwhile, you're looking at them go up them stairs. You want to go up them stairs, but you just will not take that one foot and put it in front of the other. The version of you that got you to the step that you are on, you know that you have been on that step too long and that it is time for you to take your next step forward. And I encourage you to take that step. Where it is that you are, yes, people can say, I know what it is that I'm dealing with. I don't know where it is that I'm going. But that's the beautiful part, because with you stopping, saying, I know where it is that I am, you're saying this is as good as it can get. It can never get any better for me. This is it. That's it. And whether it's working for you or not, you have stopped yourself. There's no one stopping you but you. So thank the version of you that got you to where you are. Evaluate where it is that you are and say, okay, I thank you. Thank you for getting me here. We have done A, B, and C. I have learned D, E, and F. Okay, let me now apply it. The moment that you do that and you do it quickly, your life changes, because this pivot, it happens really fast. If you learn your lesson, you grow. Boom, boom, boom. And I mean quickly. Learn it, move. Learn it, move. And it requires resilience. It requires discipline. But nobody can do it but you. So give yourself the appreciation, the thanks, and the love to yourself for getting you to where you are today. But then you say, okay, I'm going to let the new version of me jump in this group chat and see what it's talking about. And I'm going to listen and get on my next step. You treat life like that, you will have the most fulfilling, thriving life you can possibly imagine. You will have experienced your spiritual journey to its fullest. I hope that this message has been helpful. If so, give me a subscribe, drop a comment, hit the like buttons. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay beautiful, and be balanced.